Good afternoon, Scorpio and fellow cross-watchers. Welcome to Inner Knowing Messages Tarot. My name is Rhiannon and I'm here today to do your mid-monthly reading for August. Welcome, welcome. What I'd like you to do, take a slow, deep breath, and allow yourself to arrive in this moment. If you found this reading, trust there's a reason your inner knowing has guided you here today. Welcome, guys. I know my voice is a little croaky. I'm just recovering from a virus where I lost my voice last week. So please bear with me. I really wanted to do a reading for you all for the eclipse, but unfortunately I had no voice, so I wasn't able to record anything. But I'm on the mend and I'm back. So how are you all doing? Okay, Scorpio and cross watchers. Let's go with it. Let's see what happens. Now, this card was the card that fell out, and this is all about your independent wealth. This is a pentacle card here. This is the 9 of Pentacles. Really lovely, lovely card to have. It's about your independence and success. It's about your financial stability. It's about your security, the profit and the prosperity that comes with it. It can also mean about property. Now, maybe you're thinking or are in a position or wanting to buy a property. Maybe you're in a chain at the moment and you're waiting for the, my mind's gone blank. I used to work in property, conveyancing. That's the word I was looking for. You're waiting for the conveyancing side of things to go through, which is the legal paperwork, the searches. You know, maybe it's your first property even, and it's quite scary regardless. You know, it's a massive commitment. I completely understand. And, you know, I've been there many a times. I've bought and sold property, both personally, professionally, years ago. So I do understand, you know, it can be a bit of a lengthy process as well. Sometimes it's going on longer than you wanted. Maybe you wanted to be in by a certain time frame. For example, if you have children, it's a catchment area for the school. And maybe you've had to relocate or whatever, or that you had to move schools for whatever reason for your children. Then, of course, I can understand the need to be settled right now before they go back to school, because here in the UK, they're currently in their summer break, their summer term, holiday term. So they go back to school then around the first week of September. So I understand the need to get everything in, moved, sorted, you know, have a bit of systems in place, a bit of normality, you know, to be able to know where things are. I mean, I moved here over 2 years ago now, and I still have some things in boxes. It's never ending. There's always something. But that said, this is a really positive card, okay? So don't give up, guys. Don't feel disillusioned. Things are going to work out for you. Whatever's meant for you will never pass you by, okay? Now, we do have a 5 of Wands card here, which is to do with conflict. Now, maybe you've been feeling conflicted because you've had to look at relocating or moving, or you don't want to move where you currently are because maybe you've got the best neighbours ever. Maybe the family live around the corner and it really helps you out. But because of maybe a job change or a school situation for your children or university, that you feel like you've got to move. And you're in a bit of a conflicted thing in your mind. It could be that, or it could be actual conflict with other people. You know, it could be that you've got arguments and rows that are happening. It can be quite a stressful time. There might be a lot of disagreements. Moving house is definitely a big stressful thing to go through. It's never easy. You know, it's a lot of upheaval, packing and sorting, and, you know, having to change your address with all your banks and everything else that you basically bank with, and, you know, utilities. But it could also be like a clash of personalities. Now, maybe you're in a work environment where there's somebody in work that you don't quite gel with, shall we say, to be polite. And I completely relate to that one. Believe me, I've had to really bite my tongue, because there is an individual, I won't say who, but there's an individual who, let's just say, they're a bit of a challenge. If I could choose the team that I work with, they certainly would not be on the team. But it's not for me to say. I've got to persevere, and I know things are going to change and improve. And I don't plan to work for somebody for long term. So I know eventually I will walk away anyway. You know, I'm building things behind the scenes with my channels. So I know that, I'm going to be able to do that. I see change, I see things happening, and things are aligning with like they should. So please try to be as positive as you can. Easier said than done when you're in the thick of it all. It's frustrating. You just want to be able to move, or move jobs, even, relocate, whatever it is. Okay. But please go easy on yourself. Don't try and stress yourself out more than you have to. What I do say is something that I try to live by. If, for example, if there was something that's worrying you, it's really annoying the life out of you right now, what I will ask you is this: if that situation is worrying you now, would you be worrying about it in 5 years' time? Is it that big of a deal? Just think about that for a second. Will you seriously be worrying about it in 5 years' time? That's the sort of question I try to put things with, because I try not to sweat the small stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. It's just sometimes we really do put too much emphasis and energy into things that really, in the grand scheme of things, unless someone is seriously unwell and is terminal, is dying, then is it really necessary to be so stressed and highly strung on something, when if you just let go a little, just have faith, keep the faith, okay? And just trust that whatever's meant to be is going to happen. That's going to be half the battle for you, definitely, and get out of that conflicted situation. Now, this card has come up today as well. This is the transformation card. Now it says, I am constantly evolving. I improve inwardly by working on my weaknesses and refining my strengths. Life ensures I'm presented with situations that will help me learn and grow. I am aware of my progress and open my wings to the light. Okay, let it be, guys. Okay, just let go a little. Try to trust in the process. Okay. Then we finish off with 0707, and this is all about compromise. This is so apt for your reading. It really does tie in, because it's all about your self-awareness. It's about forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity, and freedom. It says, let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best just to move on. The truth will set you free. Definitely, guys. It's so true what I've just been saying. It's about having integrity. There was a moment, I won't say when, but let's just say there was a moment in work and somebody was very disrespectful, really bad conduct towards me. And it was blatant, and they blatantly included everyone in the team. So they not only did it towards me, but they showed their true colours to the whole team, including the managers. And there was two ways I could have dealt with that. Now, I could have been my true self, my honest, humanistic side, and I could have ripped them to shreds, because believe me, that's really what I wanted to do. But I didn't. I took the higher level, the higher ground. I used my maturity, my experience, and I knew that they just weren't worth my energy. I was not going to lower myself to them, to their standards, to their way of thinking, because they just wanted to get a reaction, because they had nothing on me. So they were disrespectful in a way that it could have created a major, major, major deal, a major situation. And I could have taken it further as well, because it was conduct. But I had a conversation with my manager and I said, look, on this occasion, I'm going to let this go. But there's only so many times someone can poke you with a stick, right? I'm human after all. If you was to poke a bear with a stick, eventually it's going to bite you, isn't it? It's going to really come after you and potentially kill you. And obviously I don't want to be doing that. I don't condone violence or getting into arguments with people. But I also wanted to make my manager aware that I do have boundaries after all, and I do expect there to be professionalism. So that person was certainly spoken to. There is a record on file what that person did. So I know, even if I move on, which I do plan on doing and working for myself, that if ever there was another situation where they did something like that or whatever to someone else, that would be on file, because I'm not going to have that person get away with it. They may think they have, but more fool them for thinking that way, because they really don't know me at all. And I like to hold cards to my chest, you know. I will only put my energy into something that I feel is worthwhile. And like I said, you know, my manager completely understands, and she appreciated also that I didn't retaliate the way that that person wanted me to. And she respected the fact that I was more mature. I am a lot older than that individual as well, which is partly probably to do with their behavior being the way it was. Um, but she respected the fact that I took the higher ground. Like I wasn't prepared to kick off when I had every right to do, because it was such a disrespectful thing that they did, such a bad thing. They would not see that, of course, because the sun shines out of their backside, in their opinion, and crack on, as far as I'm concerned, because all you're going to do is rub people up the wrong way. But ultimately, I did, in my head and my heart, I tried to look at it from a professional point of view. I was very self-aware of the situation. I always have been self-aware. And I just took it that that person has let themselves down. And it's irrelevant to me what they think of me. I don't really care, to be honest with you, because as soon as I go home at the end of the day, they have no purpose and relevance in my life and my energy. Yes, I went home absolutely cheesed off and really angry. And my face probably said it on team, no doubt, because one of my work colleagues did approach me about that situation and said they could see that I was absolutely seething, I think is the word. But I didn't say anything. I gave silence, and silence is also a response. And so I let the management deal with it. And I basically chose upon myself to step back, you know, like the hangman would step back and look at things from a different perspective. Because is it really worth it at the end of the day? Do I really want to lower myself down to them, to their standards? No, not really. Is it worth it? Not really, you know. But ultimately, they showed themselves up, and that speaks volumes, because it was a huge red flag to my manager, to the team. And I didn't even do it. I didn't do anything. They did it all themselves. So, like the quote from Maya Angelou, you know, if someone shows you their true colors, believe them. And that's so, so true, guys. So I know I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but ultimately the truth will set you free, guys. You know, believe in yourself. If somebody is doing you wrong, don't stand for it. Walk away if you possibly can. Seek advice, professional, whatever it is you need to do. Sometimes it can be compromise. I had to compromise in myself and the team and the impact that it had. Um, you know, like I say, I could have taken it forward as a grievance. I really could. You know, there's evidence there. But I decided to not let it go as such, but to, how do I say this? I just thought I would let things sit for now and see what would happen. If, of course, that person continued about that situation, what they did, and did something else, of course, 100%, I would be straight HR, you name it, you know, I'd wipe the floor with them. But they are continually showing themselves up on team, shall we say, in different ways. There are red flags, and believe me, it's been seen, it's been noted, and it's only a matter of time before, no doubt, they'll do something again. And I hope they don't. But if they do, they are just stacking up so much stuff against them, and they're stupid because they think they're really clever, but they're really not. And that's the thing with us people that are more mature, that are experienced. I've been a manager myself in a different job. So, like I say, I'm playing the game, guys. You know, I'm biding my time, and I'm trying not to get too caught up in the politics and things. And I'm just trying to be me, respectfully to others as well, and having those boundaries there. So, I hope this resonates with you. I hope it helped whoever had to hear that story. I give these stories just to help people understand things, or to try and give them a bit of a comfort, maybe, to sort of help think things through before they act or react to something. But either way, I hope that helps you. So guys, please give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I would really appreciate it. I shall be back again soon with another reading. Take it, guys. Thank you all for being here. Take care and stay blessed.